Welcome back once again to Jack's Tech Corner. This is another Photoshop Elements video tutorial. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about using selective coloring or saturation tools on our photographs. You know, we've talked a lot about in the past where you can use a full selection and do a full range of changing color, changing highlights or tones, but this is for very select regions. That's why I chose this picture to work on, because there's a lot of color to be played with here. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and we are going to duplicate this original layer there, either using Command J or Control J on your Windows PC. Now what we're going to talk about, right down here at the bottom, you'll see the little sponge on your toolbar. And if you right click on that, you'll see, or if you're on a Mac and you want to control click on it, if you didn't activate your right click on your mouse, you'll see the sponge tool, the dodge tool, and the burn tool. Now I wanted to show you what these are used for and demonstrate just how easy it is to use these for selective lightening, coloring, darkening, or whatever we need to do. First we'll look at the sponge tool. And the mode right here says saturate. There's two modes that the sponge tool will work on, either saturate or desaturate. Let's try desaturate first. Let's come here. We'll pick a really bright pumpkin here. And we'll just start painting over it with our paintbrush here. Now the way this works is the more we go over it, the more it starts to desaturate. You can see where the color is actually disappearing. So we're getting rid of all the color right there. You can take it all the way back to just a black and white. Now let's change this over and let's go to saturate and see what happens. And we will work on this particular pumpkin right here, this orange one. You can already see just with the first stroke over it how much more saturated it is. So again, let's say if we wanted to go through this picture and we just want to saturate all the orange, you know, we can just go through and do that. And bring all the oranges up, you know, and make them really, really bright. And the next item up here is the dodge tool. And if we look at the dodge tool, its range is shadows, midtones, or highlights. So that's what the dodge tool actually affects when we're brushing over. We're either going over shadows, midtones, or highlights. Let's look at the shadows and see what it does. Here's some shadowing in here. So you can see as soon as we touch on that, it starts to lighten those shadows up. Starts to bring those shadows up and makes them more lighter. Now we can actually go to highlights, and we can go on top of something. You can actually work right on the highlight areas and actually bring those up, make those more bright. And the midtones. So the midtones will be right around here. You can work around some midtone areas and add more light or range using the dodge tool. Now for the last one is the burn tool. The burn tool also works on shadows, midtones, and highlights. Again, let's look at the shadows. Now what we're doing is we're burning it in. So we're making the shadows even darker. So it's just the opposite of what the other tool did. I'm going to take the highlights. We can go right over the highlights. You can see we can actually burn this in. What I like to do with this is I like to make my brush size just a little smaller and go over edges. I like to edge with it. It just gives a little bit of character and definition in between you know, your different objects. So there's a lot you can do with it. And it's just a great tool to play around with. So there you have it, folks. There's your three new tools, or old tools, depending on how much you've used them. But it works very, very nice, like I said, to do selective brightening, coloring, saturating of your pictures, instead of using the selection tool, making a big wide selection. Once again, it's the sponge tool, the dodge tool, and the burn tool. If you've enjoyed this video tutorial, please check out my website, jackstechcorner.com. And look at the learning DVDs there. You get a ton of learning for a very, very inexpensive price. and YouTube will have even more Photoshop Elements abilities. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here on another video tutorial here in the future. Take care from me, Jack, at Jack's Tech Corner. Bye for now.